Hello, wonderful listeners. I am Mary Caesar, and I warmly welcome you to another enlightening episode of the Merging Life and Money Show. If this is your first time joining us, I welcome you. Today, I am venturing into a topic that is close to my heart and I believe crucial for every single one of you: the importance of being proactive in retirement planning. I've come across countless stories of people who, for various reasons, postponed or overlooked their retirement planning. And perhaps you have come across them too. And as a result, they often find themselves navigating avoidable financial pitfalls later in life. The way I see it, it's like setting out on a road trip without a GPS, right? Only to realize halfway through that you have missed a turn. The fact is that being proactive in retirement planning is not just about stashing away money. It's about foresight, understanding the landscape, and making informed choices now that will set you up for a future where you can truly savor the fruit of your labor. Throughout today's episode, I will share insights and strategies and even a few personal anecdotes to highlight just how and why planning early can be a game changer. Let me say that my goal is to ensure that when you think about your golden years, it is with anticipation and peace of mind, not with anxiety over financial hurdles. So if you ever wondered when is the right time to start thinking about retirement or how to sidestep those common pitfalls, this episode is for you. Together, we'll explore a future where your retirement dreams aren't just dreams, but plans in action. Welcome to the Merging Life and Money Show. Well, retirement is often seen as a time to kick back and enjoy the fruits of your labor. But without proper planning, it can lead to financial disasters. Believe me, there are numerous costly errors you could make that would jeopardize a secure retirement life. So let's take some time now to discuss what sort of dangers there might exist and how you can avoid making mistakes along the way that will put your financial future at risk. Today, I will talk about some essential topics that will make a huge difference in how you use your financial future. So let's dive into the three main points I want to share with you today. The first one is the art of avoiding procrastination. I get it. Sometimes I too want to push things to the next day or the next week, especially when it comes to something as daunting as retirement planning. But you know, that little voice in your head nudging you to start, let's listen to it. I'll share some personal moments when pushing things off cost me and tell you how you can sidestep those same pitfalls. Remember, the sooner you act, the smoother the journey. The second one is decoding investment jargon. Have you ever felt like investment talk sound like a foreign language? I did some time ago. But here's the thing. Once you break it down, it's not so intimidating. So today, I will walk you through some of those fancy investment terms and products. And I promise that by the end of our chat, you will feel a lot more confident about where your money's going and why. And the third one is prepping for the unexpected in retirement. Here's a little secret. Retirement can throw you some curveballs. I have seen it happen, and I want to make sure you are equipped to catch them. From unexpected expenses to lifestyle changes, I will spill the beans on what to look out for and how you can best be prepared. So grab your favorite beverage, find a comfy spot, and let's delve into today's topic together. Don't let your mistake derail your retirement dreams. So before getting into it, let me give the show some context. Being proactive in retirement planning is something I've personally wrestled with, and I know many of you might be in the same boat. So if you've ever pondered about securing a comfortable retirement and sidestepping those common mistakes, today's conversation is for you. Now that I've set the stage and you know what's on the agenda, let's dive right into the heart of our conversation. I often find that before you can truly understand the best path forward, you might be going wrong. So, for our first main point, let's pull back the curtain on some of those common retirement planning mistakes. Trust me, we've all made them or been tempted to, but recognizing them is the first step to a smooth journey ahead. I will first address procrastination, the consequences of waiting, and the lost potential of compound interest. One of the biggest culprits that have seen trip people up time and time again is something we are all familiar with: procrastination. That sneaky little habit of saying, I'll deal with it tomorrow or next month, I promise. But when it comes to retirement planning, the cost of waiting can be high. I remember a time when I brushed off my own financial planning. Life was busy, there were often immediate things to handle, and retirement felt like a distant dream. But what I didn't realize then was a compound interest. Think of compound interest as a snowball rolling down a hill. The longer it rolls, the bigger and faster it gets. The earlier you start saving and investing, the more time your money has to grow, to snowball. And it's not just about the amount you invest, but the time you give it to flourish. Now, let's imagine that you decide to start saving a certain amount monthly from today, and your friend chooses to start the same a decade later. Even if your friend puts in more money each month than you did, because you started earlier, your money has had more time to compound and grow. So by retirement, you'll often find that your savings have outpaced your friends by a significant margin. That's the power of compound interest. It rewards the early birds. But let's be real. We've all been that person who said, I'll start next year. What's crucial is recognizing that every year, every month, heck, every day counts. If you've been on the fence about getting serious with your retirement planning, I'm urging you, let today be the day you take that step. Remember, time is one asset we cannot get back. So let's make it work for us. Now that we've uncovered the subtle trap of procrastination and the magic of compound interest, let's pivot to another area that can often fly under the radar but has a significant impact: the world of high-cost investment products and the potential benefit of their low-cost alternative. Diving deeper into our financial journey, I remember when I first ventured into the world of investment, all those shiny brochures and polished pitches can be so enticing, right? But here's something I've learned and I want to share with you. Not all that glitter is gold, especially when it comes to high-cost investment product. Have you ever taken the time to really look at the fees associated with some investment products? It's easy to dismiss them, thinking, oh, it's just a small percentage. But let me tell you, those fees can eat into your returns like you wouldn't believe. I once invested in a fund where the fees, though they seem tiny, compounded over time. They made a noticeable dent in my returns. It was an eye-opener. The thing about these fees is that they work in the background. While you are focusing on potential returns, these fees are quietly nibbling away at your hard-earning money year after year. It's like having a small leak in a boat. It might seem insignificant at first, but over time, it can sink your financial ship. But here's the good news. There are alternatives, an option that can offer you solid return without those hefty fees. These are investments that don't come with glamorous marketing campaigns, but in the long run could serve your financial goals better. If you're navigating the maze of investment choices, I'll urge you to dig a little deeper. Look beyond the glossy surface and understand the true cost of your investment. You will thank yourself years down the line when you see how much more of your money have stayed in your pocket working for your dreams rather than lining someone else's pocket. So after unraveling the often hidden world of investment fees and the allure of low-cost alternative, let me steer our conversation toward another pivotal topic: the frequently underestimated expenses in retirement. Believe me, it's easy to overlook certain costs, but understanding them can make all the difference in ensuring you are truly prepared for those golden years. When I used to dream of retirement, I imagined exotic travels, leisurely days spent pursuing hobbies, and of course, no work emails. But as I began to peel back the layers of what retirement really entails financially, I was in for some surprises, and I bet some of you might too. First, healthcare. We all hope for good health. But as we age, the reality is that medical expenses often climb. It's not just about regular checkups. Sometimes there are unforeseen medical needs or treatment that aren't covered by standard insurance. I had a dear friend who thought she has saved enough, but unexpected medical bills became a significant strain on her budget. It's crucial to factor in potential healthcare costs, even if they seem distant or unlikely. Now, let's talk leisure. Those dream of travel, picking up new hobbies, or even attending workshops and classes, right? They come with a price tag. Okay, I once made a bucket list for my retirement, and when I started calculating the cost of those dreams, the numbers added up quicker than I anticipated. So, as you envision your retirement days, remember to be realistic about the costs of the experiences you want. And lastly, the silent enemy, inflation. Prices of goods and services don't stay stagnant. I've noticed over the years how the cost of basic items have slowly crept up: the loaf of bread, the utility bills, even the cost of a simple coffee date. They are all likely to be more expensive in the future. So, when planning for retirement, it's so essential to factor in the impact of inflation on your savings. Here's the thing: envisioning a fulfilling retirement is beautiful, but it's equally vital to paint that picture with strokes of realism. By anticipating these often overlooked expenses, you are setting yourself up not just for retirement, but a comfortable and truly enjoyable one. And that's what I wish for you: a retirement where you are not just getting by, but truly thriving. Now, having laid out selected expenses that can catch us off guard, it's not only about cautionary tales. I've always believed that knowledge equips us to act, to pivot, to grow. So let's switch gear and explore the second key topic of today's episode: the brighter side, as I would say, proactive strategies for smart investing. How can you, with the right information and approach, truly maximize your investment and ensure that your retirement nest egg is healthy and ready? Dive in with me as I delve into smart investing strategies tailored for a future you deserve. You know, one of the simplest yet most powerful pieces of advice I've ever received about investing was this: start early. It sounds cliche, doesn't it? But there is profound wisdom in those two words. Let me break it down for you. When I first started my professional journey, retirement felt like a lifetime away. But one day, an older colleague of mine shared a tidbit that changed my perspective. She said, "Mary Jo, even if it's just a small amount now, start saving and investing. Time is your best ally." I took her word to heart, and it's one of the best decisions I ever made. By starting early, even if you are contributing modest amounts, you are setting a foundation. And here's where a strategy like dollar cost averaging comes into play. It means consistently investing a set amount, say monthly, regardless of the market's high and lows. So whether the market is up or down, you are in for the long haul. Over time, this reduces the risk of making a significant investment right before a market downturn, inevitable upswings. It's a disciplined approach that can really pay off in the long run. Think of this for a minute. You plant a tree in your backyard. At first, it's just a sprout, small and unassuming. But given time, sunlight, and care, it grows. Not overnight, but steadily, year by year, becoming a towering presence in your garden. That's what consistent contributions to your investments do. They grow, especially thanks to the wonder of compound interest. As mentioned earlier, it's the concept where your earning generate even more earnings. Every dollar you invest earns a return, and then that return earns a return, and so on. Over time, the growth isn't just linear, it's exponential, simply because compound interest thrives on time. The longer your money is invested, the more potential it has to compound and grow. So by starting early, you are not just saving more, you are giving your money the maximum time to work its magic. Additionally, by sticking to a strategy like dollar cost averaging, you are not just saving money more, you are giving your investment the best chance to grow. I know life's responsibility might make it seem challenging to set money aside, especially when you are younger. But the discipline of consistently investing, even if it's a small amount, can pave the way for a more secure financial future. It's like setting a compass direction. You may not see the destination yet, but you are undoubtedly on the right path. So if you take away anything from today, let it be this: embrace the early start. Consider strategies like dollar cost averaging and let time be your ally in building the retirement dreams you envisioned. So while starting early and embracing the concept of dollar cost averaging and the magic of compound interest lay a powerful foundation for your financial future, there's another layer to smart investing that is equally crucial. It's about tooling yourself with knowledge and knowing when to turn to the experts. So let's dive into the balance between self-education and seeking professional advice. In my own journey with money and investing, I've discovered that there's a delicate dance between self-education and seeking professional advice. Let me share a bit of that journey with you. I am a firm believer in the power of self-learning. We live in an age where knowledge is at our fingertips, thanks to the internet, books, podcasts, seminar, and now AI. So there's a rush of empowerment that comes from understanding a new financial concept or strategy on your own. I remember the first time I deciphered the ins and outs of an investment term. It felt like unlocking a secret door. And I think you too can and should experience that thrill. Dive into articles, listen to podcasts, and always stay curious. The knowledge you gain builds confidence and lays the foundation for informed decisions. But here's the thing: as much as I champion self education, I also recognize its limits. There have been moments when, despite all my research, I felt out of my depth. Complex financial scenario, tax implication, and ever-changing market dynamics can sometimes be overwhelming. And that's okay. Okay. It's in this moment that I have learned the true value of seeking out expert guidance. Financial professionals have a depth of experience that can be replicated with a few Google searches. They've seen market trends. They've advised various clients and they navigated tricky financial waters. Trust me on that one. There have been countless times when a 30-minute chat with an expert has clarified weeks of my own research. So while it's essential to arm yourself with knowledge, it's equally important to recognize when to bring in the pros. So here's my advice to you. Be proactive in your financial self-education, but also be humble enough to acknowledge when you need an expert's touch. So finding that balance between learning on your own and consulting with professionals can truly elevate your investing game. After all, the goal is not just to invest, but to invest wisely with confidence and with the best tools and advice at your disposal. Now, while arming yourself with knowledge and seeking expert advice, insights are vital, there's another strategy I've embraced that's been a game changer for me, and I believe it could be for you too. It's about taking emotions out of the equation and letting technology do some of the heavy lifting. Let's explore the beauty of automation in investing. I've always been fascinated by how emotions can influence our decisions, especially when it comes to money. Have you ever felt that rush of excitement when an investment goes up or that pang of regret when it dips? I've been there, and trust me, I know how tempting it can be to make impulsive decisions based on those feelings. But here's a little secret I've learned over the years. One of the most effective ways to sidestep those emotional pitfalls is to lean into automation. Automation, in the context of investing, is about setting up systems that automatically funnel your money into investments, regardless of the market's mood or on any given day. For instance, when I was in corporate, I set up a system where a fixed amount for my paycheck would go directly into my chosen investment funds every month. It happened in the background without me having to lift a finger. And you know what? This simple strategy has multiple benefits. First, it enforces discipline. You are consistently putting money to work, and over time, this can make a significant impact on your investment growth. And second, it allows you to tap into the benefits of dollar cost averaging, which we talked about earlier. So by investing a set amount regularly, you are buying more shares when prices are low and fewer when they are high, which can be a savvy move in the long run. In my opinion, the most significant advantage is that it takes the emotion out of investing. So by automating your contributions, you are less likely to make hasty decisions based on market fluctuation or headlines of the day. So if you are looking for strategies that's both smart and straightforward, consider setting up automated investments. It is a proactive approach that can keep your finances on track even when life gets hectic. And remember, while it's natural to feel emotions about your money when it comes to investing, sometimes the best thing you can do is set it, forget it, and let automation do its magic. All right, so we've delved into the proactive strategies that can steer us clear of common pitfalls. But let's be real. Even with the best strategies, we all make mistakes at some point. I've done my fair share, and maybe you have too. But here's the thing, it's not about the stumble, it's about the recovery. So how do we get back on track when we veer off? Let's move to the third and final point of today's episode and embark on the journey of redemption after those financial missteps. You know, in my financial journey, I've had moments of pure pride and moments of head-shaking regrets. We are all human after all, right? But one thing I've come to realize is the immense power of acceptance and learning from those missteps. It's a lesson I wish I knew earlier, and I'm eager to share it with you today. First and foremost, acceptance does not mean being passive. It's not about shrugging off a mistake with an, oh well. Instead, it's about confronting it head on, acknowledging it, and understanding why it happened. I remember once making an investment without proper research, lured by the promise of quick returns. When it didn't pan out, I had to face that mirror of self-reflection. It wasn't fun, but it was necessary. The beauty of this acceptance is that it frees you from the weight of the past. Instead of being anchored down by regret or what ifs, you can move forward with clarity. Think of it this way. Every financial misstep carries a lesson, almost like a hidden gem, and it's up to you to unearth it. But here's where the magic happens. Once you've accepted and learned, you equip yourself with knowledge that can prevent the same mistake in the future. You become more resilient, more informed, and trust me, your future self will thank you for it. So if you ever felt the sting of a financial error, know this, you are not alone. But also know that the path ahead is paved with opportunities to learn and grow. So your past doesn't define you. Your actions moving forward do. And by embracing acceptance and continuous learning, you are setting yourself up for a brighter and more informed financial future. The truth is that after truly understanding and learning from our mistakes, The next step is pivotal. It's about the actionable steps we take. So while acceptance lays the foundation, what do you do next? How do you course correct? Let's explore the practical side of things with strategic adjustments to help you bounce back stronger. In my journey, I've learned that the path to financial well-being is not a straight line. It's more of a winding road with its fair share of bumps and unexpected winters. What's been my secret weapon through it all is resilience. And I genuinely believe that resilience can be yours too. Resilience is, in this context, is not just about bouncing back. It's about adapting, it's about evolving, and sometimes even transforming your approach. It's a determination and charm to say, I faced a setback, but I won't let it define my journey. Because let's face it, external factors like market fluctuations, global events, or even personal life changes can throw our best laid plans off course. So, what does staying resilient truly means? It means, first, giving yourself the grace to adapt. Maybe that is adjusting your retirement age, reconsidering your investment strategies, or even exploring new avenues of income. It's understanding that while the goals remain the same, the path might need a tweak or two. But equally important, it's about perseverance. I know it could be tempting after a setback to throw in the towel. I get it. But every time I felt that urge, I reminded myself of the bigger picture, the vision of a comfortable, stress-free retirement. And trust me, with that vision clear in my mind, I felt empowered to keep going no matter the challenges. And I want to share this resilience with you. Your retirement dreams are valid, they are precious, and they are achievable. It might not always be smooth sailing, but with perseverance and flexibility, I genuinely believe you can navigate any storm. Remember, it's not about how many times we stumble, but how many times we rise, adapt, and press forward. So let me start wrapping up and say that as we've journeyed together through these insights and strategies, it's clear that the path to retirement is both a science and an art with its challenges and triumphs. Okay, so now, before I end this episode, let me briefly reflect on our enlightening journey today. I talked about mistakes to avoid, whether it's procrastinating on your savings or choosing high-cost investment products. Remember that every decision today shapes your financial landscape tomorrow. And don't be caught off guard by those overlooked retirement expenses. Then I looked at proactive investment strategies, emphasizing the significance of starting early, harnessing the power of self-education, and knowing when to reach out for expert guidance. I also talked about automation. It is your secret weapon against emotional financial decisions. And lastly, I addressed finding redemption after missteps. We all have our moment, don't we? But it's about accepting, learning, and importantly, bouncing back with resilience. So after all these insights, my invitation to you is this. Do not let the past or fear dictate your future. Be proactive, be informed, and most importantly, be kind to yourselves in this journey. If there is one thing I hope you take away, it's that your retirement dreams are valid and achievable. So it's all about the choices you make starting today. And as I wrap up today's insight, there's something personal I'd like to ask of you. Take a moment, maybe this evening or over the weekend, to sit down and genuinely evaluate your retirement plans. Are there any areas you might have overlooked? Any misstep you've been hesitant to address? Remember, that it's never too late to pivot and make impactful changes. So smart investment habits aren't just about numbers or trends. They are about consistency, diligence, and continually educating yourself. So prioritize these habits, and you will be setting yourself on a path to a more confident and comfortable retirement. And here's an invitation. I love to hear your stories, your challenges, and your triumphs in retirement planning. Your experiences could inspire others and perhaps even find their way into a future episode. It's through sharing that we build a community, learn from each other, and grow stronger together. Drop me a message, a comment, or even a voice note. Let's make this journey collaborative and enriching. Your voice matters. And I'm genuinely eager to listen. And with that, I've reached the end of this enlightening episode. And as you know, I like to end my show with some wise words. And today I chose a quote from George Foreman, and it reads, "The question is not at what age I want to retire, it's at what income." So before I sign off from this episode, I'd love to take a moment to share some gratitude and acknowledge a few special people. First and foremost, thank you, listeners and followers, for tuning in. It's your support, your engagement, and your passion for financial wellness that truly drives this show. Knowing that you take time out of your busy schedules to join me on this journey makes all the hard work worth it. And a special shout out goes to the experts and authors who have contributed their invaluable insights to today's episode. Your depth of knowledge and generosity in sharing has been the backbone of the content I bring forward. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing and leaving a review. Your feedback and your reviews are the compass that guides the direction of this show. And I promise there are some incredible topics lined up for the upcoming episodes. You won't want to miss them. So stay empowered, stay connected, and remember that your financial journey is a personal one, but you are never alone in it. I'm your host, Marie-Jo César. I will be back again next week. Until then, continue merging life and money. Bye for now.